Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam to all the Paramashiva Sena participants in Kailasa, Bolivia, Kailasa, Los Angeles, and Kailasa, Ecuador. So, let's all get seated for the Nithyananda Yoga. We have just about a minute. So, let's all be seated with all of our components and our attire. Both of them are very important and integral parts of the Nithyananda Yoga for us to get the full benefit and experience of the Nithyananda Yoga. So, all the male participants, make sure you have your Panchapatram, your Uddharani, and removing your upper cloth. Make sure you have the Aushadha. All the female participants as well, make sure you have tied your hair above the head, and you have the Panchapatram, Uddharani, the Aushadha, the Bhasma, the Vibhuti and Kumkum on the forehead. And you're seated on your mat. And if you're seeing that any of your Sangha members, your participants who you know, if they're not here, make sure to give them a call. And now, let us begin.
Let us now begin with the Sadguru Vandanam. Please sit straight. Sit in a comfortable position with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring your hands to the Atmanjali Mudra. Close your eyes. Inhale, take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. We will now be chanting the Shiva Mula Mantra internally. Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. 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 Let us now begin with the Tattvachamanam.
Now, let's all place our Panchapatram and Uddharani in front of us and place your right palm in the Gokarna Mudra, bending the index finger of the right hand to the center of the palm. Now, pour an Uddharani of water in the center of the palm, and at the end of the following 3 mantras, sip the water from your palm. Om Atmadattvam Shodayami Swada. Please sip the water and pour another Uddharani of water in your hands. Vidya Tattvam Shodayami Swada. Please sip the water from your palms and pour another Uddharani of water in your palms. Shiva Tattvam Shodayami Swada. Please wash your hands with an Uddharani of water. Now with the base of the right hand, thumb, wipe the upper and lower lip once. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hand with an Uddharani of water. Now with the index, middle and ring fingers touch the above the lip and the below the lip. Wash your hands with an Uddharani of water. With the index and thumb touch the right nostril, the left nostril, and with the ring finger and thumb touch the right eye, the left eye, the right ear, and the left ear. Wash your hand with an udharani of water. Now, with the little finger and thumb, touch the navel, the right chest, the left chest, and with all the fingertips touch above the head, the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and the heart center. Wash your hands with an udharani of water. Now, we'll be entering into the Sankalpa, where we set the conscious resolution.
Let us close our eyes. Manifest the conscious resolution inside your inner space. How you want your day to be. What to manifest. What you want to manifest in your day. Visualize. Visualize the conscious sankalpa that you want to manifest today. Visualize the sacred secrets that you want to manifest in your inner space, that you want to live today. Visualize your body. The way that you want to manifest. Visualize yourself in complete health. Visualize any of your diseases, ailments, discomforts, all getting healed by Swamiji's blessings through the Nithyananda Yoga. And with that, let us now begin the Sankalpa.
ममोपात समस्त दुरिदक्षय द्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते आद्य ब्राह्मणः द्वितीय परार्धे श्री श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे नित्ययुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे वरदखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शकाब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां षष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये क्रोधीनाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे लक्ष्मी वेंकटेश्वर ऋतौ कुंभमासे कृष्णपक्षे चतुर्थ्यां शुभदितौ
भानुवासरयुक्तायां
हस्ता नक्षत्र
धृतियोग बालवकरण
एवं गुण विशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभदितौ श्री कैलासोन्नत द्वादशान्त श्यामला पीठारूढ़ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वरा भिन्न स्वरूप परशिवपुत्र रत्न कुमार गुरुमन्य तुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती स्तन्यपान लब्ध दिव्य ज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागम सारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवर्त्रे श्रीमत् परम शिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्री चिन्ह काहलादि समस्त बिरडावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संग सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा वयाप वर्ग वर्ष विश्रान जीमूत परमत कल्प केसरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज पाण्य महाराज गुरु शपन शाक्यादि महांधकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणा नरहार ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमत् ऋषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्त्रे सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्य वाचक स्वामी नाम अवतार भूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रिनवद्युत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रचित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासन पीठ कर्त्रे साक्षात् श्री परम शिव समुद्भूत महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाण पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परम शिव समुद्भूत श्री महागणपति समारंभ अलवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटलपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्रतम अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटलपीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्णपीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ जगत गुरु श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास वर्माचार्य श्रीमद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमद जगत गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत श्री नित्यानंद परम शिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां प्रीत्यर्थं तेषां पादारविन्दयोः भक्ति सिद्ध्यर्थं गुरुकृपा कटाक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थं क्षेम स्थैर्य वीर्य विजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थं धर्मार्थ काम मोक्ष चतुर्विध फल पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थं समस्त ऋतोवशान्त्यर्थं समस्त मंगलावाप्यर्थं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परम शिव प्रसादेन सकुटुम्बस्य ज्ञानवैराग्य जीवन मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थं पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त दृढ़गात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थं परम शिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थं नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये. Now please take an udharni of water and wash your hand. Om apopasprisya.
Let us now put our panchapatrams and udharanis to the side. And we'll be continuing the Trithiya Vinyasa Krama that we started yesterday. And let's begin with a skeleton dance to loosen out all our muscles, all our bones. So let's all stand up. Please stand up on your mats. Now close your eyes. Visualize yourself as a skeleton. Just bones, no muscles, no skin, no flesh. Just plain skeleton. Now slowly start shaking your knees, your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, your neck, and start moving intensely. Start moving intensely. Move your body in all directions. There should be no coordinated movements. Move your body in all directions and loosen out your whole body. Shake intensely. Now slowly relax. Slowly relax, stand still. Take deep breaths. Inhale. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Inhale all the way from your knees. And exhale. Feel the energy radiating throughout your body. Yes. So let's now relax. Please settle down on your mats. So now we are going to be continuing the Prathama Vinyasa Krama. And in the Prathama Vinyasa Krama, today we are going to begin with the Shashasana. So in Shashasana, what you're going to do is, first you're going to come to a plank position, that is coming on to your hands, your upper body resting on your hands, and your legs straight behind you. Coming onto your hands and legs. Now, in Shashasana, what you're going to do is you're going to take your knee, your legs, and bend it towards you and bring it to your elbow. You're going to bring it to your elbow, so contract your abdominal muscles and bring your knees to your elbow and then take it back. Now, in the next leg, bring it all the way to your elbow and then take it back. So let's all come to a plank position. Come on to our hands, and in the plank, your hip should not be raised upwards also. At the same time, your hip should not be like in the Bhujangasana position. It should be straight. Your back from your neck all the way till your heels. Your whole body should be in a straight line. And once you come to the plank position, you're going to squeeze your abdominal muscles. Squeeze your abdominal muscles and bring your knees to your elbows. When you bring your knees to your elbows, exhale. When you take your legs back, inhale. Each time you bring your knees to your elbows, exhale. Bring it all the way to your elbows. Bring it all the way to your elbows and feel the contraction in your abdominal muscles. Come on, come on, come on. Let's all do it. Come on to a plank position. Yes, bring it as much as possible. As much as possible. Bring your knees as much as possible to your elbows. And in this asana, visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, that is, inhale, hold and exhale as comfortable as possible. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum. And perform the Japa, Shivoham.
गजासन संस्थितो एकैकं पादं पुरो मार्गेण भ्रामयित्वा कर्तव्यं शशासनं भवति.
Yes, now relax. So how many of you felt a burning sensation in your abdominal muscles? Raise your hands. How many of you felt burning in your abs. Okay, good. Then you have done the asana properly. Okay, wonderful. So let's now go to the next asana. The next asana is Rathasana. So in Rathasana, again you'll be coming into a plank position. So have your legs behind you, straight behind you. Bring your arms to a shoulder width and keep your legs stretched straight behind you. Now what you're going to do in Rathasana is you're going to bring one foot between your hands. Bring one foot between your hands. And then what you're going to do is jump. Jump and alternate your legs simultaneously. So if your right foot was between your hands, bring your left foot between your hands. And do this again and again. Keep jumping and alternate your knees, alternate your feet, bringing one foot between your hands. And do this again and again. Visualize yourself as a chariot. Yes, Kailasa, Bolivia, female team, good. Yes, Antonia, Kailasa, Ecuador. Come on, come on. Visualize yourself as a chariot. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, that is inhale and exhale comfortably. And perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum. And the Japa of Shivoham.
गजासन संसितौ एकैकं पादं पुरोमार्गेण भ्रामयित्वा कर्तव्यं रथासनं भवति.
Yes, now relax. Now relax and let's all come to a standing position. Let's all stand up. Stand up on our yoga mats. The next asana is Virabhadrasana. So in Virabhadrasana, what you're going to do is you're going to step your right foot forward. Step your right foot forward in front of you. Keep your legs wide. Step your right foot forward and your right foot should be facing the forward direction. Make sure that your right foot is facing the forward direction. And then your left foot behind you. In your left foot, it can face like a 45 degree. It should face outwards. Let your foot face outwards. Your foot which is behind, which is your left foot. And spread your legs wide. Spread your legs wide, comfortable as you can. Now what you're going to do is you're now going to bend the foot all the way, bend your knees all the way down so your hips come down. And your front knee should be in a 90 degree position. Your front knee should be in a 90 degree position. And your hips, you're going to turn your hips all the way to the forward direction. You're not going to face to the side or you're not going to face somewhere in between. You're going to face totally in the front. So turn your hips. Turn your hips as much as possible. So your hips are facing the forward direction. Now when your hips are all the way down, raise your hands all the way up. Raise your hands all the way up. So your hands are parallel to each other and your arms beside your ears. This asana is the Virabhadrasana. So let's all get into the asana. Place your right foot forward, your right foot facing forward, your left foot behind you. Now slowly bend your right knee. Bend your right knee as much as possible and bring your hips low. Bring your hips all the way down. Come to a 90-degree position. Your knees should be in a 90-degree position. Now raise your arms up parallel. Raise your arms up. Now in this asana, you're going to perform the Mula Bandha, that is contracting your perineum, and your Uddiyana Bandha, that is pulling the stomach in and up. So in the Virabhadrasana, the bandha that you'll be performing is the Uddiyana Bandha. Uddiyana Bandha is pulling your stomach in and up. And visualize yourself as Bhagavan Virabhadra. Bhagavan Virabhadra is the manifestation of Paramashiva, who came out of Paramashiva's own jatas, a ferocious form of Paramashiva. So visualize yourself, embody that ferociousness of Bhagavan Paramashiva, and be as stable as possible. Gaze to the third eye. Let's all do the asana together. So everybody come down, bring your hips all the way down. Bring your hips all the way down, and we're going to hold. We're going to hold for 11 seconds together. So step your right foot forward, bend your knees, bring your arms up. And let's hold for 11 seconds. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. The japa that all of us will be chanting is the Shivoham japa.
वाशिष्ठमदकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्तानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Now we are going to do the Virabhadrasana in the other side. So this time come back to a standing position. And you can loosen up your thighs, shake your thighs a bit, loosen up your thighs. Now step your left foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Your foot should be facing the forward direction. Your right foot should be facing sidewards, which is behind you. Now turn your hips to the forward direction. And now bend your knees. Bend your knees as much as possible to a 90-degree angle. Bring your hips all the way down. Yes, Abhilasha, down, down, down. Yes, stay down. Now bring your hands all the way up beside your ears. Gaze at your third eye. Keep your gaze at the third eye. Gaze at the third eye. Visualize yourself as Bhagavan Veerabhadra, the ferocious form of Paramashiva. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, that is inhale and exhale comfortably. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply. The bandha that you'll be performing is the Mula bandha, contracting your perineum, and Uddiyana bandha. Pull your stomach in and up. When you are in Veerabhadrasana, pull your stomach in and up and perform the japa of Shivoham.
वासिष्ठमतकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतो तानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम् उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Yes, now relax, come to a standing position. You can loosen up your thighs, shake your legs and loosen up your thighs. The next asana is Vrikshasana. So in Vrikshasana, stand tall and bring your right foot to your inner thigh. Bend your knees, plant your left foot firmly onto the ground. Take your right foot and bring your right foot to your inner thigh. Now bring your hands to the Anjali Mudra. Bring your hands to the Anjali Mudra in front of your heart center and slowly raise your hands above your head. Raise your hands above your head and keep your elbows straight. Keep your elbows straight. In this asana, gaze at one point. Gaze at one point in front of you. Look straight in front of you and gaze at one point so you do not lose your balance. Bring your thoughts per second. Your balance is going because your thoughts per second is too much. Unclutch from the thoughts you are having and just focus on your body. Focus on your breath. Reduce your thoughts. Be as still as a tree. Visualize yourself as a tree. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, that is inhale deeply and exhale comfortably. The bandha that you will be performing is the Uddiyana bandha. Uddiyana bandha is pulling your stomach in and up. So in the Vrikshasana also, while you are in Vrikshasana, pull your stomach in and up. And perform the Mula bandha, contracting your perineum. and perform the japa of Shivoham.
वासिष्ठमदकौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनं वामोरुमूलदेशे च यां यं पादं निधायतु तिष्ठेत् वृक्षवद्भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Now relax. You can bring your legs down and you can bring your hands down. The next asana is Garudasana. So in Garudasana, now take your right foot again. Take your right foot and place it on your left hips. Take your right foot and place it on your left hips, on your left thighs. Now bring your palms together. Again in the Namaskara Mudra. Bring your palms together and place it in front of your heart center. And keep your left leg as straight as possible. This is the Garudasana. So first take your right foot and place it on your left thigh. Place it on your left thigh, your left hips. Bring your palms together in the Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center. And keep the leg that you're standing on as straight as possible. Yes, Kailasa, Bolivia, female team, good. Parama Yoga, yeah, good. Kailasa, Ecuador. Keep your balance. Again, keep your gaze in front of you. Gaze at a single point in front of you. Visualize yourself as Bhagavan Garuda, the Vahana of Bhagavan Mahavishnu. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, that is inhale and exhale as deeply as possible and as comfortably as possible. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum. And perform the japa of Shivoham.
गरुडासनमावक्षे येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भुवि सर्वदोषाद्विनिर्मुक्तो भवति महाबली एकपादमुरो बद्ध्वा एकपादेन दण्डवत् जङ्घापादसन्धिदेशे जानुव्यग्रं व्यवस्थितम् एतदासनमाकृत्य पृष्ठे संहारमुद्रया आराध्य योगनाथं च सदा सर्वेश्वरस्य च.
Now relax. Now we'll be performing Vrikshasana with the other foot. So this time take your left foot and bring your left foot to your inner thigh. Bring your left foot to your inner thigh. Now keep your hands in Atmanjali Mudra in front of your heart center and slowly raise. Raise your arms all above your head. Visualize yourself as a tree and gaze at a point in front of you. Be as still as possible. Be as still as possible. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Sahaja Kumbhaka is inhale and exhale as comfortably as possible. And in the Bandha, you'll be performing the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and the Uddiyana Bandha, pulling your stomach in and up. And perform the japa of Shivoham.
मामोरुमूलदेशे च यां यं पादं निधायतो तिष्ठेत् वृक्षवद्भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Now let's perform the Garudasana on the other side. Relax. The next asana is Garudasana. In Garudasana, take your left foot. This time we'll be taking our left foot and placing it on our right hips. Take your left foot and bring it to your right hips. And take your palms together and bring it in front of your heart center. Bring your palms in front of your heart center in the Namaskara Mudra. Keep your standing leg straight as a rod. The leg that is on the ground should be as straight as possible. Now in this asana also, gaze to a single point in front of you. Keep your balance. Be as still as possible. Visualize yourself as Bhagwan Garuda. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, that is inhale, hold your breath and exhale as comfortably as possible. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and the japa of Shivoham.
गरुडासनमावक्षे येन ज्ञानं भुवि स्थिरं भुवि सर्वदोषाद्विनिर्मुक्तो भवति महाबली. एकपादमुरो बद्ध्वा एकपादेन दण्डवत् जङ्घापादसन्धिदेशे जानुव्यग्रं व्यवस्थितम्. एतदासनमाकृत्य पृष्ठे संहारमुद्रया आराध्रयोगनाथं च सदा सर्वेश्वरस्य च.
Now relax. The next asana is Trikonasana. So in Trikonasana, what you're going to do is you're going to stretch your legs out as much as possible. Stretch your legs out. Now first bring your right foot forward. Bring your right foot forward and your left foot can be facing to the side. Make your right foot face a forward direction and your left foot in a sideward direction. Now what you're going to do is you're going to extend your hands to the side. Bring your hands to the side. And now whichever leg, if your right foot is facing the forward direction, you're going to bend towards that side. Bend down as much as possible to the side. Bend down, bend down, bend down. Bend as much as possible and bring your palms right next to your foot. Bend as much as possible and bring your palms next to your foot. But at the same time, make sure that your knees are straight. Make sure that your knees are straight. Don't bend your knees. Don't bend your knees. Make sure that your knees are straight. So if you're not able to touch your hands to the ground, first bring your hands to your knees, and then your shin, and then your ankles, and then slowly bend down all the way and keep your palms on the ground. Now, with your hands and upper body, what you're going to do is you're going to extend the other arm all the way up to the sky. Extend your other arm all the way up to the sky, and you're going to open up your chest. Do not close your chest. Do not close your chest. Open up your chest as much as possible. Open your chest, and you're going to turn your neck and look towards your hand, which is raised on top. So we'll be explaining again. So from a standing position, stretch your legs out. Stretch your legs out as much as possible. Now, your right foot, bring it forward. Bring it to a forward direction. Your left foot can be facing towards the side. And in this asana, in the Trikonasana, make sure that your knees are straight. Don't bend your knees. Your knees should be straight. Now extend your arms sidewards and slowly bend down, bend all the way down towards your leg, which is facing the forward direction, and extend the other arm all the way up to the sky. Open up your chest. Open up your chest. Don't round your back. Open up your chest. Open as much as possible. And gaze. Gaze to your arm, which is extended all the way up to the sky. Visualize yourself as a triangle. Yes, Abhilasha, yeah, good. Try to go more down. Try to go more down. Yes, Banastaya. Is that Banastaya at the back? Yes, bend down as much as possible. Yes, Parama Yoga, yeah, good. Kailasa, Bolivia, female team, good. Stay in the asana. Stay in the asana. Be comfortable in the asana. Visualize yourself as a triangle. Kailasa, LA, female team, yes. Come on, let's all get into the asana, good. Visualize yourself as a triangle. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale, hold your breath, and exhale as comfortably as possible, as deeply as possible, as long as possible. And perform the Mula Bandha, that is contracting your perineum. And perform the Japa of Shivoham.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Now relax and come up. Relax and come up. The next we'll be performing Trikonasana on the other side. So this time again widen your legs as wide as possible. Keep your legs as wide as possible. And now you're going to turn your left foot. Your left foot is going to face the front of your mat. Your left foot will be facing the front of your mat, and your right foot will be behind you, facing sideways. Now keep your arms straight, extend your arms sidewards, and bring your left arm all the way down. Bring your left arm all the way down. Don't bend your knees. Don't bend your knees. Yes, Antoine Aya in Kailasa, Ecuador. If your knees are bending, first bring your hands to your shin or bring your hands to your ankles. And then slowly go inch down. As you exhale, bend more down, but don't bend your knees. Make sure that your knees are straight. And actually, anybody whose knees are bending, you're not able to go all the way down. First, keep your hands on your knees, on your elbows, on your shin, on your knees, on your ankles. Slowly go down and feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings, behind your thighs. Yes, let's all go down, down, down. Visualize yourself as a triangle and perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Sahaja Kumbhaka is inhale deeply, hold your breath as long as possible, and exhale comfortably. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and the japa of Shivoham.
Uttanapadam kraum chamcha marichim veerabhadrakam natarajam trikonam cha suptangushta prasarane.
Now relax, come back to a standing position. The next we'll be performing a Karana. This Karana is called Nikuttaka Karana. So in this Karana, what you're going to do is you're going to come to a Aramandi position. So that is keeping your heels together and your toes pointing outwards. Keep your heels together and your toes pointing outwards. And now bend your knees. Bend your knees and come to like a half-seated position. Now in this, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your hands to your heart center. Bring your hands to your heart center and your palms above each other. Now the motion that you're going to do is first lift your left heel upwards and keep your left hand above your right hand. Lift your left heel and bring your right hand. Bring your left hand on top of your right hand and then switch. Switch where you raise your right heel up and keep your right hand on top of your left hand and keep interchanging. Keep interchanging. Yes, now relax. The next asana is Angushthasana. The next asana is Angushthasana. So, from a standing position, slowly lower yourself. Lower yourself onto your toes. Lower yourself onto your toes. Place your perineum on the back of your heels. So, you should be sitting on your toes. And keep your knees together. Don't spread your knees. Keep your knees together. And then bring your hands, bring your palms together in the Namaskara Mudra. The mudra that you'll be performing is the Namaskara Mudra. So bring your palms together in front of your heart center. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. And now we are going to begin a new pranayama. The new pranayama that we are going to perform is the Brahmari Kumbhaka. So Brahmari Kumbhaka is inhaling and exhaling to while we produce the sound of a male bee that is humming intensely. Inhale and exhale with a humming sound. Inhale and exhale with a humming sound. Perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka. And perform the Moola Bandha. The Moola Bandha is contracting your perineum. And perform the japa of Sada Shivoham.
कबन्धासनमित्याहुः गोरक्षासनमेव च अङ्गुष्ठमुष्टिकं ज्ञेयं ब्रह्मप्रासादितं तथा.
Now relax. Now relax. Now continue to be seated in the same position. Continue to be seated in the same position. Now from this asana, from the Angushthasana, you're going to extend one leg forward. Extend your right leg forward. So you'll be sitting on your left heel and extending your right leg forward. This is the Saurasana. So extend your right leg forward. And you'll be keeping your hands in the Varamudra. Varamudra is all your fingers facing down. Keep your hands in the Varamudra beside you. And keep your back straight. Your elbows should be straight. Your back should be as straight as possible. Don't round your back. Don't round your back. Keep your back as straight as possible. Keep your back straight. Your palms should be right next to you. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. And again in this asana also, perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka. Brahmari Kumbhaka is inhaling and exhaling, making the humming sound, the sound of a bee. And perform the Moola Bandha, that is contracting your perineum. And perform the japa Sada Shivoham.
प्रसार्य एकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वैकपादकं करत्वैकं पादतलं कृत्वा साम्नैव धारयेत्.
The next asana is Vidunanasana. So in Vidunanasana, now again, whichever leg was stretched out, you can come back to the same position as Saurasana, where you are seated on your left heel and your right leg is stretched out in front of you. Now in this asana, what you're going to do in Vidunanasana is raise your right hand and bend forward and catch your right leg, your right toes with your right fingers. Your fingers should be in the Prana Mudra. Prana Mudra is your index and middle fingers stretched out and your thumbs holding your ring finger and little finger. So hold your big toe with the Prana Mudra with your index and middle fingers and bend forward as much as possible. Your left hand, with your left hand, you will be catching your heels behind you. So you will need to balance. You will need to balance on your toes and heel. So again, stretch your right foot. Stretch your right foot all the way in front of you, straight, and sit on your left heel. Sit on your left heel and then raise your right hand. Perform the Prana Mudra and bend forward and down and catch your right big toe with your right hand Prana Mudra, the index and middle fingers, and your left hand, with your left hand, catch your left heel. Catch your left heel behind you. Balance in the asana. Stay in the asana. Make sure that your knees are straight. Don't bend the right leg, which is stretched out. Make sure that you are not bending your knees. Keep your knees straight. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. And in this asana also, perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka. That is, inhale and exhale, making the humming sound, the sound of a male bee. Yes, Kailasa, Bolivia, good. Kailasa, LA, male bodies. Good. Paramayoga Aya in Ecuador. Antoine Aya, good. Kailasa, LA, female team, good. Continue to balance in the asana. Perform the Mula Bandha, contracting your perineum, and the Japa. Sada Shivoham.
गुल्पस्थितौ पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संस्पृशेत् तत्करेण गुल्पं चान्यं धारयेत् तत्करेण दूनं पीठं चाभिसेत् चोभयत्र. We are now going to be repeating Saurasana on the other side. Now get your feet back together in a squatting position. Feet together. Sit on top of your heels. Now, as you are in this position, you're going to stretch out the other foot in front of you. Stretch the other foot out in front of you. Stretch the other foot out in front of you. Next,
we are going to be placing our hands, our palms in the Varamudra. Varamudra is there, like if all of you have seen Swamiji's deity, all of you relax, no need to balance. I'll tell you when to lift, that time you can balance. How many of you have seen Swamiji's deity in LA? The hand which is at the base giving boons, that is Varamudra. All of you are understanding this? So we are doing that same mudra, that is the Varamudra. So when we are lifting our lifting our body, right, that time we'll be placing our palms in Varamudra. Some of you turned it and kept it, that is not Varamudra. It has to be facing forward. Okay, yes. So shall we get into the asana? Now get back onto your toes, sit on your heels, sit on your heels. Now stretch the opposite foot forward. Please stretch the opposite foot forward and place your hands in the Varamudra, palms facing forward. Palms facing forward. Yes, place it on the ground, place it on the ground. Let the fingers touch the ground. Yes, ma. Yes, now stretch out one foot in front of you. Okay, yes, that's good. Now just try to hold in this position as much as you can. In this position, you're going to visualize Swamiji in your inner space and the internal japa Sada Shivoham.
Prasarye ekam padatalam samstapya tveka padakam karatva ekam padatalam kritva samnaiva dharayet. Okay,
relax. See, even if you are not able to hold the position for a long time, right, don't worry about it. Hold the position as long as you can, wherever, whichever position you are able to. If you feel like it's becoming too much and you want to drop for a few seconds, drop and lift again. Okay, so let us do it that way. So we are making sure that we are getting the full benefit of the asana. Next, we are going to be entering into Vidunanasana. Once again, we are going to come back on top of our foot. Stretch the same leg forward, and as your leg is stretched forward, yes, as your leg is stretched forward, now lift that same hand up towards the sky. Lift the same hand up towards the sky, bend down. You're going to be bending down and holding on to your toes with your index and middle finger. Hold on to your toes there. And if you feel this balancing in this position is a little difficult, you can drop your knee to the ground. Drop your knee to the ground. Place your hands on the heels. The opposite hand on the heel, the knee which is bent, right? That hand on the heel and the opposite hand towards your foot. Now those of you who are able to do this, hold this position, you're going to pull your body down as close as possible towards the floor. You're going to bring your body down as close as possible to the floor and hold there for a few seconds. In this position, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and the internal japa Sada Shivoham.
Gulpastito padamekam prasarya tatpadagram samsvarshe tatkarena gulpam chanyam dharye tatkarena dunam pitam chabise chobayatra.
Relax. All of you are doing a wonderful job. Let's go to the next. The next asana we are all going to be performing is the Brahma Jurankushasana. In the Brahma Jurankushasana, we are going to be sitting on top of our heels, toes together, heels together, knees slightly apart. Have a slight gap between your knees. LA male team, come on everyone in Brahma Jurankushasana. Now, as you are seated on top of your feet, now place your palms on top of your knees facing upward, facing the sky. Yes. Now bring a one pointed focus in front of you or in front of you, anywhere is fine. For some of us it might be easier when you focus straight, for some when you focus down. But bring your focus, one pointed focus. Hold the position. If you're not able to balance, you can hold one hand down for balancing. and then put it back on top just to balance yourself. Keep your back straight and hold the position. Come on, Rani Erma, please come on, let's do it. Now visualize Swamiji in your inner space. We are going to be doing the Brahmari Kumbhaka, which means we are going to inhale, making the sound of a B. So the inhalation, humming will be a high pitch inhalation. So inhale while humming. And when you inhale, once you inhale, you're going to enter into the Jalandhara Bandha, bringing your chin through the throat. Bring your chin to the throat. If you want, you can. If you feel like legs are hurting, you can just drop your knee to the floor for a few seconds and then lift it back up again in a few seconds. Now, once you exhale, once you finish, hold as long as you can, release from the Jalandhara Bandha and exhale through your nose, making the same sound, humming. Let's perform the asana, Brahma Jurankushasana. Everyone on your feet, hands on your knees, palms facing upward. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space and the internal japa, Sada Shivoham.
दो पना पानी होए वैसे एडी दो गुड़ा निवेसे कोरप कतल्या की माहिली आयसे माहिरा से मिली.
Relax. Now you're going to drop your knees onto the floor in the same position. Now just drop your knees onto the floor. You're going to sit on top of your heels. You're going to sit on top of your heels. Sit on top of your heels. Sit on top of your heels, knees apart. Okay, make sure your toes are on the ground. You're not going to sit in Vajrasana. This is not Vajrasana. So you need to make sure that your toes are up. Okay, you don't sit in this position. Okay, stretch it out. Yes, this is not the position you want. You want to lift it up and sit in this position on top of your knees. Now place your palms on your knees. Place your palms on your knees. Now bring your gaze towards the nose. Bring your gaze towards the nose. Visualize yourself as Sage Kapila in your inner space. We are going to be performing the Udhyana Bandha along with the Brahmari Kumbhaka, which means inhale making the sound of a B and then exhale making the sound of a B. Once you completely exhale, then you're going to pull your stomach in and up. Pull your stomach in and up. Come on, pull your stomach in and up. Exhale and pull your stomach in and up. And then relax. Let us repeat it again. Inhale, making the sound of a B. And exhale, making a sound of a B. Now pull your stomach in and up, making a concave in your stomach. Pull your stomach in and up and hold for a few seconds and relax. Visualize yourself as Sage Kapila in your inner space and the internal japa Sada Shivoham.
उबई भगतली समट हरावे तिनकी माहिली कोर मिलावे पना पानी उकड़ होए वैसे एड़ी दो जोनि निवेसे.
Now let us enter into the next asana. The next asana is Bhadra Korakasana. Being seated in the same position, we are going to switch our gaze to the third eye. Earlier we were gazing at the nose, now we are going to bring our gaze to the third eye. Sit on top of your heels, toes on the ground. Bring your gaze to the third eye, and in this asana we are not going to be doing the Udhyana Bandha. So it is only going to be the Moola Bandha, which is contracting your perineum. in. Contracting your perineum, tuck your butt in. Palms on top of your knees. Bring your gaze to the third eye. As you lock your both eyes in the third eye, now perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka, which is inhaling, making a humming sound, a high-pitched humming sound. And then exhaling, making a low-pitched humming sound. Visualize yourself as Swamiji in your inner space. And the internal japa, Sada Shivoham.
दो पगदली संपुट करे कोरवार लीबू परिधरे कोरवार ली राके ऐसे तापरी मूल द्वार टिकी बेसे.
Relax. You relax your feet, stretch it out in front of you and shake it out. And rotate your ankles. Rotate your ankles. Shake your knees out. Now, let's enter into the next asana. The next asana is going to be Suryasana. Suryasana, once again, we are going to be seated on top of our heels with the toes on the ground. Toes on the ground, heels of the floor. Put your perineum, sit on top of your heels. Have a good amount of gap between your knees. Keep your knees wide apart. Knees wide apart. So once you balance yourself in this position, having your knees wide apart, heels together, toes together, now slowly you're going to lift your hands up towards the sky in the Padma Mudra. The Padma Mudra is where you have your little fingers together, the base of your palms together, and your thumb together. Placing your palms in the Padma Mudra, which is a lotus mudra, like a lotus flower which is blooming. Slowly lift your hands up towards the sky, looking into the gap in between the palms. Now, this is a balancing position. So if you feel that you're dropping in, first put your knees on the ground in the same position itself. And then lift and hold. This is for those of you who find it difficult, but for the rest of you, first get into a balancing position and then lift your hands up. See, it is not easy for you to lift your hands up and then lift your knees. So first you need to lift your knees and then lift your hands up. Come on, let's all do the Suryasana together. All of you lift your hands up. Visualize Lord Surya in your inner space. And the internal japa, Sada Shivoham.
टेढ़ी दो गुड़ा तरियाने पना पानी बेटे के पुनिटाने गोड़ा जंग अदर करे रहे आड़े बाम इसी विधि गहे.
Relax. Now, slowly come down. Now, with the toes flat on the ground, sit down on top of your perineum. Toes flat on the ground. Sit down on top of the perineum, which is sitting down on top of your butt. Place your perineum on the heels. Sit down. Now place your hands on top of your knees. Your palms on top of your knees. Palms on top of your knees. Come on, Patrikaya, come up. So palms on top of your knees. Now bring your tongue to the upper palate. Place your tongue on the upper palate. So you can see you're going to pull your tongue up in and place it on the upper palate. Place your tongue on the upper palate, very important. Now once you put your tongue on the upper palate, you're going to visualize yourself as a frog that is catching the nectar of immortality that is dripping from the Sahasrara chakra, from your Sahasrara chakra. This is the Mandukasana. Bring the visualization in you in the Mandukasana. Have the internal japa Sada Shivoham.
पादतलपृष्ठदेशे अङ्गुष्ठे द्वे च संस्पृशेत् जानुयुग्मं पुरस्कृत्य साधयेन्मण्डुकासनम्.
Relax. Now we are going to be entering into the next asana, which is a follow through of this. It is called the Uttana Mandukasana. As you continue to be seated in this same position, you are going to be keeping your hands on the back. Place your hands on the back, holding on to your opposite shoulders. Your hands on the back, holding on to the opposite shoulders. And bring your elbows as close as possible towards the head. Literally holding on to your head with your elbows. Elbows close, elbows close. Pull your elbows towards your head. Yes, hold this position. The visualization continues to remain the same. You're going to visualize, you're going to once again make sure that you're placing your tongue on the upper palate. Place your tongue on the upper palate. Visualize yourself catching the drops of nectar that is dripping from your Sahasrara chakra, your crown center. Have the internal japa Sada Shivoham.
मण्डुकासनवद्यस्तं कूर्पराभ्याब्धृतं शिरः एतद्बेकवदुत्तानबेतरुत्तानमण्डुकम्.
Slowly relax. The next asana we are going to be performing is Simhasana. In Simhasana, you're going to cross the ankles and sit on top of your feet. Cross the ankles and sit on top of it. Let's all cross the ankles. Now, I'll tell you an easier way of doing it. Make sure your knees are nice and wide. Widen your knees nicely and then cross your ankles. Then it will be easier for you to sit on your ankles. And place your palms on your knees. Spread it out nicely. Spread out the fingers. Spread out the fingers on top of your knees. Now open your mouth wide. Stick out your tongue and exhale forcefully, visualizing yourself as a lion in your inner space. Inhale and exhale forcefully through your mouth. Come on, like a lion, not like a cat. All of you are opening your mouth like a cat. All of you like a lion. Come on, exhale forcefully. The breath should come all the way from your stomach. Exhale all the way from your stomach. Visualize yourself as a lion in your inner space and the japa Sada Shivoham.
दक्षिणं सव्यगुल्पेन दक्षिणेन तदेतरं हस्तौ च जान्मौ संस्थाप्य स्वाङ्गुली च प्रसार्य च.
Relax. Now sit on the heels, placing the heels under your perineum. And keep the knees nice and wide. Place the knees nice and wide. Now in this position, you are going to be crossing your hands behind the back in the Prana Mudra, which is your index and middle finger. Cross it behind your back and hold on to the opposite toes, opposite big toes. Hold on to the opposite big toes. Let's all perform. Please sit on top of your heels. Hold on to the opposite big toes with your hands. Now we are going to be performing the Brahmari Kumbhaka. The Brahmari Kumbhaka is where you're going to inhale, making the sound of a B, a high-pitched B sound. Inhale. And once you inhale, we are going to perform the Jalandhara Bandha, which is bringing your chin to the throat and locking. bringing your chin to the throat and locking the air inside your lungs as long as possible and as comfortable as possible. And slowly release the Jalandhara Bandha and exhale, making the sound of a B. Repeat the Kumbhaka. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space and the internal japa Sada Shivoham.
गुल्पौ च वृषणस्यादः युक्रमेण समाहितः पादाङ्गुष्टौ कराभ्यां च धृत्वा च पृष्ठदेशतः जालन्धरं समासाद्य नासाग्रम् अवलोकयेत् भद्रासनं भवेदेतत् सर्वव्याधिविनाशकम्.
Okay, relax. Next is one of my favorite asanas. It's going to give you a lot of cracks. Let's get up. Please come up on your feet. Everyone on your feet. You're going to now shake your hands out. So this, you want to release your shoulder joints. Make it loose. Okay, that's what is going to help with the next. Next is going to be Kakabhushandi Asana. So everyone out, up, stand up on your feet. Relax your hands out, shake it out. Because unless you get your hands nice and shaked out, you're not going to perform the next one. So shake it out nicely, forcefully. Shake your hands out. Come on, shake, shake, shake. I didn't tell you to wave. I asked you to shake. Come on, shake. Okay, wonderful. Are we ready for the next one? If you are ready for the next one, both hands up. Shake both your hands up. Shake, 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 shake. You are ready? Okay, good. Let's now enter into the next asana. The next asana is going to be the Kakabhushandi Asana. In Kakabhushandi Asana, all of us are going to come down onto our feet. It's going to be a very nice one. So you're going to come down, sit down on your feet. You have your knees together. Okay, sit down. You're going to squat down on your feet. Now, once you're squatted down, slowly open your knees out and you're going to bend down, which means you're going to bring your armpit under your knees. You're going to get your armpit under your knees. And once you are in this position, try to get your feet as close as possible together. And then you're going to hold on to the back. So when you're going to do this, everything behind your back is going to crack. You're going to get a lot of sound from your armpits. Come on, everyone, on your floor, on the floor, on your feet. Now bend down in between your knees. Bend down in between your knees. Now wrap your hands around as much as you can. Wrap your hands around as much as you can, trying to pull your hands as close as possible towards your back. This will help you when you have your feet together. Whether you're able to clasp your hands or not, you should be getting those cracks, all this cracking sound from your armpit area. Now hold this position. Bring your feet together. Some of your feet is away, right? Try to get it as close as possible. Your feet as close as possible to each other. And visualize yourself as a crow in your inner space. And the internal japa, Sada Shivoham.
प्रथमे वेशक उकड़टाने दो हाथ पगम वीच आने तिनक मोड़ी नल्या परिलावे पिष्ट बचे कांकसी करावे.
Relax. How many of you had the cracking take place in your body? Raise your hands. How many of you had it? Okay. How many of you did not have? How many of you did not have? Chalo, let's do it again. All of you should be having the cracks. Come on, let's do it again. See, when you are bending down, right? Let me show it to you all again. When you are bending down, right? You are going to get your body as down as possible. See, even if you're not able to go all the way down, how much ever you're able to go, focus on turning your hands at the back. So this turn is what, you see the elbow rotates, the elbow rotating backward is what gives those cracks. Come on, all of you in the position, let's do it together. On your feet. Everyone on your feet. We are all going to crack and only then move to the next. Come on, everyone on your feet. Now, bring your hands to the side. Now rotate your wrist backward. Rotate your wrist back and pull it as much as possible to the back. Pull it as much as possible towards the back. Whether you're able to clasp or not, it is okay. Just pull it in and back. So bend down, hands out, and turn and pull it up. Pull it with your body. Pull it with as much as force as possible for yourself, and you should feel the cracks. Okay, relax. How many of you had it now? How many of you got more cracks? Okay, that's much better. All right, that's much better. So this is one thing that definitely releases a lot of like these stored pains which are there. And when we learn these techniques, right, it really helps. In this specifically, the technique, if you see, it is basically when you are bending down and your hand rotates. You are down, your hands are out, and then you rotate it. Your hand rotates back. When you do that and get it all the way back, then it will crack. If you're able to hold, well and great, you can hold it and pull yourself in. But even otherwise, you can rotate it back and crush it. When you crush, this whole joints, every pain that was stuck here, everything will loosen out, giving you, especially those who are having shoulder pain and neck pain, this will relax it a lot. Okay? All right, that's good. Let's go to the next. Shall we go to the next? Shall we go to the next? Let's go team by team. Female, LA team, let's go to the next. Shall we go to the next? Hands together, up and above. Can we go to the next? Okay, yes. Let's go to the male team, LA male team. Shall we go to the next? LA males. Two hands, two hands. Females are all so active. Males are all just stuck in their position. Come on, shake, shake, shake. As if you're going to start skeleton dance once again. Okay, good. Bolivia team, Bolivia male and female team. Shall we go ahead to the next? Shall we go to the next? Yes, Ecuador team. Shall we go to the next? All right, good. Let's go to the next one. The next one is going to be Kanipavasana. Kanipavasana, this is going to be a challenging one. In fact, for some of us might be challenging. Many of us might already be able to do it. But we are going to be showing the different techniques with which we can perform the Kanipavasana. So I want every single one of you to participate. All right. So this is once again a beautiful one, something that we can challenge ourselves with. So in Kanipavasana, what we are going to do is basically you're going to come down in a squatted position. You're going to place your knees as close as possible, if not into your armpits, and then you're going to lift your feet up. So this is the asana we are going to do. We'll be showing different techniques with which you can do this asana. This is for every one of you. Don't think that I'm not going to be able to do it and I have never done it. We are going to do it together. So everyone on your squatting position, come to your squatting position. Get into a squatting position. Yes. Now, as you are in the squatting position, you are going to place your hands shoulder width apart. Hands shoulder width apart. Now, bring your knees as close as possible towards your armpit. So as you lift up, bring your knees as close as possible to your armpit on both sides. Now, once you are in this position, you're going to lift one foot off the ground first. Slowly tilting your body forward, lifting one foot off. Once you get balance, lift the other foot off. Once you get good balance in this, you're going to lift both the feet as high as possible, holding on to this position. This is Kanipavasana. You can relax. I will tell you the easier version also. All of you can see the easier version. Those of you who want to see the easier version of this, can turn this way. Now the easier version is where you are going to be, as you are squatted down, right? You are going to be placing your hands inside. Please listen carefully. I am going to support my thighs with my elbow. Rather than keeping it here, I'm going to be placing my hands on the elbow. This is not going to give a big lift, but this is a basic for those of us who want to get started. Okay? So you're going to place your elbows near your thigh and then slowly lift your feet off. So I'll show it from the side. As you place it here, you're going to slowly lift your feet off. All right, so these are the two variations which are there. You can choose whichever variation you want. You can either do the full variation or you can do the easier variation. Let's choose. All of you come to the squatting position. Either way, you need to come to the squatting position. Let's get to the squatting position. Let's get to the squatting position. Now, while we are in this squatting position, either place your knees all the way into your armpits, or you can place your knees on top of your arms, where your elbows go into your arms. Now slowly lift one foot at a time. Lift one foot at a time. And then lift the other foot. Lift one foot at a time. And lift the other foot and hold. Let us now visualize Swamiji in our inner space and the internal japa Sada Shivoham.
Asana Koguna Asi Disita Hoyi to Achi Hoyi.
Okay, relax. All of you, please relax. Relax, stretch your feet out, shake your hands out. See, for some of you, it might be a little difficult in terms of if you have not put pressure on your wrist, right? The wrist might be weak. For some of us, the wrist might not be able to take so much of strength. So for those of you who are not able to lift, you still will continue to do the asana, because only by doing it, your wrist will actually start becoming strong. So you will do it as much as you can. Holding in any position that you're able to, you will lift and hold. Now relax your wrist. Let's relax our wrist. Relax your wrist. Shake your wrist out, rotate your wrist clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Okay, so now we're going to be entering into the next asana. The next asana is going to be a progression from this, or we can do it independently also. For this, we are going to do it along with our partners. So we are going to choose our partners for the next asana. The next is going to be a variation of the headstand. The next asana is going to be a variation of the headstand. So let's come together. Don't worry, you can either have one partner, two partner, how many other partners to support your weight. Don't worry about that, and all of us can do it. Okay, unless you have a medical prescription that you should not do, everyone should do. So let's do it. Come on, all of you are laughing and smiling. We can do it together, and then let's laugh and smile together. Come on, partner up. Partner up with somebody who can hold your weight. Not that you fall and they fall along with you. So partner up with somebody who can hold your weight. Come on, partner. Every one of us can do. Man, Mary, including you, you can do. Come. Okay, partner up. Okay, partner up. Shall we get started? Now, while we are partnered together, there is a variation of doing this from the previous asana, which is the Kanipavasana. You can actually drop in from the Kanipavasana, where you're on your knees. Okay, then you drop down and then go up. So this is one variation which is there. Now we have another variation that we can do. So the next variation is what we are going to show every one of you. Come down on your knees. Place your head onto the ground. All of you see. First, all of you see. So you have your head on the ground and your hands are not going to be in the same line of your head. Your hands are going to be towards your knee. So you're going to have at least one jan gap. Like, I don't know what you call this in English, but yeah, one jan gap where you place your arms, your palms as close as possible to the knee. It is not going to be in the same row as your head. It's very, very important. Now, this is what is going to give you the balance, because the balance in this position is going to be on your hands. It's not going to be on your head. Once you're in this position, then the other partner can slowly help. You're going to kick one leg up slowly. Okay. You're going to hold in this position, then one leg up. And then slowly you can lift the other and hold. When you see the other partner is able to do, then slowly release the hands and hold in this position. If you are not able to balance, no problem. One person or two people can hold you. It is okay to get started. Come on, now let's all do this together. Partner up. All together, partner up. Come on, every single one of us are going to do. No excuses. Unless you have a medical condition which the doctor has specifically told you not to do, everyone will do. Yes, you can take two people for support also if required. Maranima, not your forehead, your head. You are placing your forehead on the ground. You need to put your head on the ground. All of you on your head, not your forehead. Yes, Ecuador, you're doing a wonderful job. Ecuador, you're doing a wonderful job. LA males team, great. Aya, you're doing perfectly, great. Now, straighten your toes up towards the sky, Aya. Straighten your toes up towards the sky. It will bring in a lot more balance. See, when you bring your body stiff. Yes, you did a wonderful job, Aya, great. Okay, let's do it. Let's all of us do it together. Either with support or without support. Two people support, one person support. If one of you have been able to do, the other person can do. Switch it and let's all do it together. Hall volunteers, let's make sure that we are also supporting and guiding people. Okay, see, those of you who want to see, if you, many of you, I see, I'm seeing that all of you are, many of you are already able to do, but those of you who still need some help, you're going to bring your head onto the ground. Okay, head onto the ground and palms backward, not on your head. You're not going to rest your elbow on the ground. You're only going to place your palms on the ground. Now, from this position, you're going to slowly lift your knees up. Lift your knees up and push one leg up at a time. One leg up at a time and lift the other and hold. So the whole balance is going to be in the triangle. Your head as the top of the triangle and both your hands at the sides. It is this triangle which is actually going to hold you. You can put a stable cloth. Okay, if you're using a towel under your head, please make sure you fold it in a proper way and you put it. Ma, you're actually using a towel, but you have not folded the towel. You need to fold it properly so there is proper balance. If there are wrinkles in the towel, you're going to not lose the balance, at least in the initial phase. Yes, let's all do it together. Okay, all of you can slowly relax. Come down. Please get back to your mats.
Continue to visualize Swamiji in this asana and perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka. सीसी सदर्टी टेकी पगदो वो मिलिवा ऊंचा कुकरे पगतली आकाश दिश सुमन रासे दो हाथा की हथेली दो पाशत्या दर्टी टेको दृष्टिनासा अग्र आसन कौगुण रहे कपाल आसन जाम सेत बाल होयी. Yes, now all of us can be seated. Please come down and Please move to your respective mats. So the next asana is Parshvamayurasana. Parshvamayurasana is another beautiful asana where we are going to be bringing ourselves to first a squatted position. Requesting all the participants.
Yes, looks like many of us are still doing the Shirsasana. Let's continue. Let's continue the Shirsasana for a few more minutes. So how many of you were able to completely stand up in Shirsasana? With the support of the wall or partner at least? Can you raise your hands? How many of us were able to stand up straight in Kapalyasana with the support of our partner? Okay. Yes, if you still want to do the Kapalyasana, you can continue. Let's completely finish the Kapalyasana. So if you want to try again, you can try again. Try to stay as still as possible. And slowly, if you're taking the support of the wall, you can slowly come off the wall and stand by yourself. If you're taking the support of your partner, slowly your partner can release his or her hands and you can balance. Let's try for a few more minutes. You can use your partner's help also. Yes. Thomas Aya, who are you helping? That Aya did very good. Yes, both Paramayoga Aya and Antoine Aya, were you able to do in Kailasa, Ecuador? Okay, great. Paramayoga Aya, you have to do with support or you're able to do without support also? You're able to do without support? Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, that's perfect.
We need support by Antoine.
Okay. Okay, let's all come back and settle down. Let's come back and settle down in our mats. Please come back and settle down. Let's all settle down on our mats and let's come to Shavasana. Shavasana is lying down on our back. Lay down on your back. Lay down on your back. Completely relax your whole body. Relax every muscle of your body. Now slowly come back to your body. Slowly shake your toes, your fingers. Bend your knees. Hug your knees to your chest. Roll from side to side. And slowly come up to a seated position. And also, if any of the participants have any questions, you can come to the mic and you can ask any question about any of the asanas that we did today. If you have any questions, you can come to the mic.
Can you hear us, Maharaj?
Yes, Aya. Can you tell your name? Is this Thomas Aya?
It's Thomas from LA. Just checking that the mic is going here.
Okay, yes, we can hear you.
No questions from the LA mail team, Maharaj.
Okay. Any other PSS participant? Ecuador, Bolivia, LA female team? Do you have any questions regarding any of the asanas that we did today?
Can you hear us, Maharaj?
Yes, we can hear you, Ma.
Nithyananda Maya. I wanted to ask, my name is Jessica, I'm from the LA Sangha. I wanted to ask if you could explain the difference between the low-pitched Brahmari and the high-pitched Brahmari, and if they're both considered the male B, and is it na or ma when you hum? Thank you, Aya.
Yes, Jessica, Ma. The Brahmari Kumbhaka, actually, when you inhale and try to hum, it'll come as a high pitch. When you exhale, it'll come as a low pitch. So that is fine. And both are fine. And it is a ma. It should come from your abdomen. You should be humming from your abdomen. And yes, it is a M sound.
Thank you, Aya.
Maharaj, I have a question. This is Rani here.
Yes, ma.
So I'm not able to put my heel. I can do everything with my toes, but I'm not able to put my heel down for some asanas. What should I do to get used to that?
Okay, yes, ma. So actually, you just need to stretch the calf muscles. So you can do the Gajasana. So you can see on the screen the Gajasana. So here, try to bring your heels one by one onto the ground. And in this asana, you will see that you can stretch your calf muscles and your hamstrings. You can do it slowly. So you can go behind and you can slowly walk forward. So as you walk, you will see that your calf muscles will stretch. And when it stretches fully, then you can place your heels on the ground.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, ma.
Nithyananda Maya, I have a last question for the last position. How is it possible to put the balance, really keep the balance on the hands? Because when I'm doing this position, generally the balance go to the head and my legs, if I try, it makes me fall. So which advice would you give to keep the balance on the hands? Nithyananda Maya.
Yes, ma. In the
You could hear me. I wanted to know on the last position where we put our legs up, how to be able to keep the balance in the hands and not putting it in the head. Because generally for myself, it goes more into the head and then, I do this movement and I fall.
Yes, ma. Tattva Maharaj understood. Yes. So in the Kapali Asana, you can bring your head and hands in like a triangle position. So you will see that the pressure that you are putting on your head and hands will be equal. Don't put your hands right next to your head. If you put your hands next to your head, then it would not be comfortable and you will have a lot of strain on your head and you might fall. You might not have the balance. So bring your hands back. Make like a triangle between your hands and your head.
Properly.
Yes, ma. So as you continue to do the asana, you can consciously put the pressure on your hands also. And spread your fingers. Make sure that you spread your fingers as wide as possible. And you consciously put your awareness on your arms also.
I think this is it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Aya.
Thank you, Ma.
Maharaj, I have a question. So when you do the bandas and the humming sound, so you do both together at the same time, or you do the humming first and then the bandas? Like the Vrikshasana, you do the humming first or the banda? Can you hear me?
Yes, Ma. So when you're doing the asanas, when you inhale, do the Brahmari Kumbhaka. So inhale with the humming sound. And then when you hold your breath, then you will do the Bandha. Hold your breath with the Bandha. And then when you exhale, again do the Brahmari Kumbhaka. So inhale with the Brahmari Kumbhaka. And then hold your breath with the Bandha. And then when you exhale, you can again do the Brahmari Kumbhaka.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ma. So we are coming to the end of today. I know few of us have few more questions. We'll take the questions tomorrow, as today it's already time. So let's all sit in our yoga mats. Please settle down. Sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Bring your hands to the Atmanjali Mudra. Close your eyes. Let's end the session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tatsat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukar Pranamastu Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, everyone. Nithyanandam, please come back in 15 minutes. We'll be beginning the next session at 9:15 a.m. ET. Nithyanandam.
Okay, as we